Which was your worst I knew I shouldn't have done this moment? I was ironing my clothes when I decided to put the iron on the carpet while my mom went shopping. My roommate ironed his shirt and realized it was still kind of wrinkly once he put it on. So he tried to iron it while he was wearing it. Yeah, he has iron-shaped burn marks now. All I could ask was, what did you think would happen? He was 28 at the time, and generally isn't an idiot. It's a vague memory. I think I was around 3 or 4, maybe 5. I had this big goof of a German shepherd who was my best friend and guardian, but who liked to eat bugs and lizards. We were living in Nicaragua, and so bugs and lizards were not in short supply. I don't know why I decided to copy the dog, but I saw a huge spider and decided to eat it. I have this memory that I'm sure has been exaggerated, but I clearly remember my little hand clasping a huge spider by the abdomen, legs sticking out between my fingers, and popping it into my mouth. I bit down, chewed, and still to this day have a vivid memory of the legs dangling out of my mouth as I ate this giant. It tasted awful, and it felt so terrible to bite down onto. I have occasional nightmares about it now, and I'm in my mid-40s. I want to time travel just to tell 3 or 4-year-old me, don't eat that spider, don't eat absolutely massive spiders folks, you'll regret it. I bet your dog was impressed. He was a super cool dog, so probably. Day 2 of signing up for the army. How long did you last? Oh, I didn't quit. I just spent years saying I've made a huge mistake. Everyone who was in the military said that at least once a day for the duration of their enlistment. I bought the house we'd been renting for a few years without getting an inspection first. We were trying to do it super cheap, and I told my wife, look, we already know everything that's wrong with this house. Why bother getting an inspection? Follow up, we did not know everything that was wrong with this house, nor how expensive it would be to fix those things. A lot of people overlook how expensive an inspector actually isn't. In 4th grade my parents remodeled the kitchen. This involved digging up part of the foundation to rebuild the deck. As such, we had a giant dirt pile in the backyard. I was playing on it, jumped off, tripped and fell face first on concrete. I immediately knew something was wrong. I ran inside and opened my mouth and looked in the bathroom mirror. I was missing about a third of my top right front tooth. I distinctly recall saying out loud, yup, it's gone. I pushed a pot of hot oil off the stovetop. Funny thing about physics, the oil splashed back all over my hand. Nothing like permanent scarring and burns to remind you of your frick-ups. When I was 6 years old and stuck my little finger in a pencil sharpener, and twisted it a few times like it was a pencil, I nearly passed out. Maybe you realized at an early age that you weren't that sharp. Nice. I ate 3 packs of noodles with 12 meatballs in 20 minutes. I'm assuming college is in this context for some reason. Maybe. Bully started walking away, and my amazing brain came up with, yeah, you better walk away. He then turned around and I shit bricks. Should have picked them up and thrown them at him. I accepted the responsibility of cooking way too much for an event. I just kept saying yes. The day came and I was running around like a chicken with its head cut off. I grabbed the grate in the oven to pull it out with my bare hands. Why didn't I use oven mitts? I was pissed. So I kept going and needed to strain noodles and grabbed them off the stove and started straining them on my way to the sink. Hot water all over my legs and feet. Worst cooking day of my life. Freaking hell, are you okay now? Haha, yes. I had quite a few blisters on my hand from straight grabbing the oven, but feet were fine, just hurt like damn hell. Responding to a, hey, how have you been FB message from an ex. And also, pretty much any time I've loaned a person money. Yeah, I don't loan anyone more money than I'm willing to lose in the street and just assume I'm never going to see it again. 7th grade I accepted a dare to slap this girl on the butt. Turns out the principal was like 10 feet behind me and saw the whole thing. Took me straight to his office, but something else came up and he told me he'd come pull me out of class later to discuss further. Enough time goes by that I assume he forgot. When he eventually shows up, he catches me looking at naked villagers in a National Geographic. Well, that was a bad day. That is a normal day in 7th grade. Got married at 19 to the first girl I fricked. A fella I went to school with did that. The marriage never lasted that long. Once they went out into the world and started to meet other people, they just drifted apart. Met a guy online through language exchange. We ended up talking about this and that and the subject of ugly-eyed pics came up. I wanted to show him my funny-eyed pic. And yes, ladies and gents, I accidentally leaked my home address to a sketchy stranger on the internet. Do you have any stories where you immediately knew you shouldn't have done it?